Build your own PCB with Eagle, Part 2. Drawing a schematic. CADsoft. Welcome to this training module on drawing a schematic. In this training module, we explain how to draw a schematic using the Eagle schematic editor. Before creating a printed circuit board, we must first draw a circuit schematic. This can be done using the Schematic Editor window. The Schematic Editor window opens when you load an existing schematic or create a new one. Here shows the user interface of the window. On top of the window is the title bar, which contains the file name and path, and then the menu bar and the toolbar. Below the toolbar is the parameter toolbar, which contains different icons for different commands. Eagle accepts commands in different ways: mouse clicks, text via command line, or from script files. On the left of the workspace is the command toolbar, which contains most of the schematic editor's commands. Above the working area is the coordinate display on the left with the command line where commands can be entered in text format to the right. After you create a new project, right-click on the project and select New Schematic. Or you can select File, New Schematic in the control panel. Both will bring up the Schematic Editor window. After you create an empty schematic, the first thing that should be done is to save it. This is done to let Eagle know the name of the schematic and extra files that will be created along the way, such as automatic backup files. It is helpful to first place a frame in the empty schematic. Click the Add button or type Add in the command line and the Add dialog opens. The Add command is used to select devices from active libraries. We use this command to load a frame since frames are in libraries. You can use the search box at the bottom to search all libraries for the frame you want. In the search box, the wildcard character, asterisk, can be used. Find the frame you want and click OK. The selected frame will be attached to the mouse cursor, and you can place it wherever you want on the schematic by clicking the left mouse button. We will normally place the frame at coordinates 0, 0, which is indicated by a black cross in the schematic editor. If you don't want to use the supplied frames, you can also draw a frame by selecting Draw Frame in the schematic window. After you place a frame, you can now start to draw a circuit diagram. First, you need to add components to the schematic from the Add dialog by means of the mechanism described previously. If you have placed a component with Add, and then you want to return to the Add dialog box in order to choose a new component, press the Escape key or click the Add icon again. If the position, the name, or the value of the component is not what you want, you can right-click the component and then a command bar opens to re-edit it. You might think that you'd use the wire command to make connections in your circuit. However, a wire in Eagle is just a line. To properly make actual electrical connections, you need to use the net command. Nets will automatically form junctions when terminated on pins or other nets. Once you've clicked the net button, your mouse pointer becomes a drawing tool. Click on a pin, or anywhere actually, move your mouse somewhere else and you'll see a line, or net. The actual route that the line takes is controlled by the wire bend setting for the line, which you can control with your right mouse button. Schematic designers tend to like nice straight lines with right angles. Nets with same name are connected to one another, regardless of whether or not they appear continuous on the drawing. This is very useful when they appear on different schematic sheets. Buses receive names which determine which signals they include. A bus is a drawing object. It does not create electrical connections. Connections are always created by means of nets and their names. The associated menu function is a special feature of a bus. A menu opens if you click on a bus with net. The contents of the menu are determined by the bus name. Clicking the bus while the net command is active opens the menu as shown. The name of the net that is placed is selected from here. If no bus name is used, the name of the bus will be in the form $1 and it's automatically allocated. This name can be changed with the name command at any time. A final thing that should be done before creating the PCB layout is to run the electrical rules check. This is done by the ERC command from the toolbar. This will check whether the pins designated as outputs are connected to inputs, whether there are obvious missing junctions, and so on. It also warns if you are connecting the supply bus inappropriately or if you forget to connect it at all. You should, however, know that an electrical rule check cannot guarantee that errors don't exist. This will only help in pinpointing some of the more obvious problems. If the ERC comes up with any warnings, you should try to pinpoint and solve the problem before moving on. Sometimes an error message or warning can be tolerated. In this case, you can approve to ignore them. Once all ERC errors and warnings have been eliminated, you can go on to routing the circuit board. Eagle can output drawings, for example for documentation purposes, using the print command, which can be found in the File menu. The print command allows generated PDF files too. You also can use the export command to provide ASCII text files, which can be used, for example, to transfer data from Eagle to other programs or to generate an image from the current drawing. Here we list some output file types. Many documentation items can be generated with the aid of user language programs. The parts list can be created by a BOM user language program. Start it from the schematic editor using the Run command. The Bill of Material window with Parts Summary opens first. It is possible to import additional information from a database file into the parts list using the Load command, or to create a new database with its own properties such as manufacturer, stores number, material number, or price. When you can't find the component in the included libraries, you have to draw one for yourself. First, we create a new library. In the control panel, choose File, New, Library. This opens the library editor with a new empty library. Click the Symbol button on the toolbar to create a new symbol based on the manufacturer's specification. If there is an existing package you can use, you can easily copy it to your new library file. Otherwise, you will need to draw a new one based on the manufacturer's package dimensions in the package editor. In the device editor, you'll need to connect the symbol and footprint or package. The final thing is to save the library and set the prefix of the IC. This is the prefix used for naming the component when it's added to the schematic. Now you may notice that to finish a schematic is based on different commands. For instance, to add a component, you need the Add command. Eagle designs use multiple ways to enter a command as listed on the page.